Hopefully you all can hear me. This is Track Rider Trucking, Curtis speaking. Uh, just wanted to give you a small update. I know I talked about doing a live last night and I got sidetracked. Everybody knows that I'm back at Prime in Springfield, and I had to bring a load in from Indiana for it to be repowered going on else to El Paso, Texas. Uh, so far, I've seen the process of it, and it looks like I did not too bad just to get it here. So kind of pleased with that start of my week. I went ahead and I decided to stay put all day yesterday for the simple fact that my wife's birthday is today, the 23rd. She came up from Branson. We went over to Walmart and did a little fine-tuning shopping. Everybody realizes that I'm only going to be out until I'm coming back in next Thursday because I have a doctor's appointment with the VA, and I have to make, it's mandated that I do that so I can maintain my status as a disabled American veteran. And anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a slight update. I apologize. I was going to do the live last night, but it got too late. Me and my wife took care of some business and stuff, and I wanted to spend some time with her knowing that I was going to be back on. I'm scheduled to go back out at 7 a.m., which we'll see. It's almost 7 now. My VTA is already preset, so I'm just waiting on a pre-plan from my fleet manager. Hopefully that'll come soon. Either that or I'm going to have to go to driver's lineup. But anyway, guys, it looks like we're in for a big weather change here in the Midwest. Looks like yesterday was a beautiful 84 degrees. I was in shorts. I enjoyed the last day. It looks like that's going to be it for a while. And it could be for the winter, but who knows. Did a little maintenance, personal maintenance on my APU to make sure it had plenty of oil in it, make sure it had plenty of antifreeze in it. And you know, a lot of people looked at me kind of stupid, but I don't care. I'm going to be pre-planning like I am before. Everybody knows that when it starts getting cold, we have to add anti-gel with our fuel. And I had already fueled up before, so I had plenty of fuel. So what I did, when I first got my truck, they give you X amount, so much little bottles of anti-gel. I went ahead and pre-treated my fuel. I'm not going to jack around. I remember during TNT training with my trainer that we were up in Ohio, and we had just filled up our filled up our truck. And normally the northern states, I'm saying Ohio, Michigan, northern Illinois, Wisconsin, all those, they add anti-gel in their fuel system. Well, I guess apparently it wasn't enough. So we didn't even add anti-gel, and it was pretty cold. It was in the 20s, and then, of course, we cruised, and then I was over driving. Well, then we lost power on the truck. Horrendous. It dropped down to like 5%, and we barely moving, so we had to turn around and go back to I think it was a Petro there off of 64 or somewhere, and we pulled in, and sure enough, I guess apparently overnight or whatever, our fuel filter froze up to a solid block of ice. The guy took it out, and it was like a quarter of it was just solid ice. So I didn't want to go through that pain, because then you got to go through that, and you got to unfreeze everything, and you got to reach in the truck, and it was just a costly mistake on my trainer. But still, it's not the point. I'm going to pre-treat mine, even though I know it's warm out, but I know the temperature's going to start dropping, and we're going to be like in the 30s, lower 30s, upper 20s probably sometime this week, and I don't know exactly where I'm going. So I'm starting to winterize my equipment. So I did less than half in one tank, less than half in the other, and I'm leaving a little bit in the bottle, so when I do get my reefer, I'll go ahead and throw the rest of it in that when I fuel it up, when I refuel it, whichever. So I pretty much think everything's good to go on my truck. I've checked everything out, my heater and everything, my bunk heater and everything seems to be working fine. Looks like I've got everything ready to rock and roll for this next week, because this is just the first cold blast that we're supposed to get. Apparently next week is a big one, and that's supposed to dip all the way down into mid-Texas for cold. So I'm getting ready, and they're supposedly talking about maybe flurries here in Springfield or in southwest Missouri sometime next week is all. So I'm just going to get my stuff ready and prepped. So that's just what I do. And I mean, I've got mixed reviews because of that from other people that I've talked to, but some of them have said, yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Go ahead, and I would go ahead and do it too, and that's what I'm going to do. So, anybody got any comments on that? That'd be great to hear back and see what other people think. I'm just pre-doing it. I don't care. It's just me. It's my truck, and I'm going to do it that way, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to start getting supplies of anti-gel. I've got plenty on the truck right now. Went ahead and got me a couple quarts of oil, or gallons of oil, because I've been neglecting the APU, and I shouldn't do that after the crap I've been through for the last, the first few months there. And I checked my oil, and I don't understand this, but they got to put oil in one of these APUs is just freaking inaccessible. It's a joke. I mean, I think I spilt more oil than I put in it, because the fact is you can't get your hands in there because the skirting is in front of the opening. So me and my wife, when we went to Walmart, I come up with a funnel with one of those adjustable nozzles where it collapses and you can turn it and adjust it, and we'll see how that works for future use. But if I were you guys, I'd make sure, we run our APUs a lot, and I would make sure you do a maintenance on it when you do your vehicle inspection, or even when you or even every other day or something, or every 2 or 3 days, or every week or something. You need to verify that your equipment's right. Check your belts on your APU, and alternator belt, fan belt, all that stuff, and make sure that your levels are good, your antifreeze good, and also your oil, your engine oil is good on your APU, because that's a lifesaver, guys. You run out of that APU, you're basically screwed, because all these trucks have got that freaking auto shutdown, on auto idle, which is a joke. People say that you can do this, and this. Well, none of that's worked on this truck, on this International. I've yet to figure out a way to, make it run without it being within the temperature range. I talked to International while I had it in there, because I had the idle issue earlier in the year, and they told me there's no way you can override that. It has to be done by the computer. People say they can. That's great, good for you. But me, my temperatures, if it doesn't, this thing don't get below 30 degrees, it don't self-idle. So anyway, 30 degrees and 80 degrees, so it is what it is. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to hook up, and I wanted to apologize. I plan on doing a live, but I tell you what, I'm going to have to do this. I'm probably just going to have to get on here for one moment, do the video, and say, hey, we're going to do a live at this time, just to let you know. And if you guys are available to watch, I'm really anxious to do one that's got a full house. And it depends. I'm going back on days, I'm hoping. Looks like, oh shoot, starting to rain. That's the first part of the front. So anyway, we'll hook up and we'll get this done and everything. And I want to thank all of my subscribers as well. You guys have been a tremendous help. I'm at 233 now. It's kind of slowed down and stabled off, which is fine. I didn't expect to get, like some people, 1K or whatever. That's great for them. But I'm just a simple guy, just wanting to say what I got to say. So hope everybody's okay. Hope everybody's safe, and we'll hook up soon, I promise. Hopefully we'll get a load out of here in the next hour or two and get started and get on the highway, and hopefully it's going somewhere besides where the weather's at. But it is what it is, and we'll get back in here, and I'll let you know what's going on next. Okay, so for now, you all be safe, take care. Always remember that we're continuing to drive and strive for perfection. And another one, hey Eric, yeah, I'm at Prime Command. You're right, that's a good logo. I changed it now. It's not Mothership, it's not Prime One, it's Prime Command, and that's the way I'm gonna put it. The old ex-military stuff coming out of me. So as far as, if I ever talk to you guys, if I say Prime Command, that means I'm at home base in Springfield. So you all be careful. We'll talk soon, okay? Night, bye. Have a good day. Bye.